This is the Oracular Mine, and I am Alexa Avalon. Thank you so much for joining me here today, dear beautiful Earth sign babies. Actually, you're not the babies, are you? You're the middle child, so to speak. The Taurus is the sort of youngest Earth sign, followed by you guys, Virgo, and then Capricorn is the quote eldest. Okay, so today I've selected two spirit animal oracle cards. Okay. Sorry, I'm laughing at the bottom of the deck energies here. I'll show you in a minute. I'll let you in on the old joke. I'm gonna move this guy out of the way. So we have, like I said, selected two of those representing the main energies for you, Virgo, and then we also have four celestial tarot cards. Okay. Oh, that's weird. That's exactly the image I just got. Weird. Okay, I'll explain that in a moment. I'm getting carried away before we even started. This doesn't bode well for the rest of the reading. Okay, so, oh my goodness, look at my poor candle here. I think it's about to die. Let's light some sage. Why? Because we can. Why the heck not? How does that smell? Okay. I'll set you there. Alright, so before we start flipping the cards here, I'll just quickly say a few things. Number one, if these messages resonate with you, please like, share, and subscribe. It takes just one moment and you might help somebody else. Certainly you help me, but you might help somebody else by passing on a message, okay? And also you can follow me on Instagram at the Oracular Mine, okay? There I do some Ascension energy cards of the day and links to these videos, and the whole channel is going to be revamping come the fall. So just keep that in mind. You'll be able to purchase individual readings and extended readings as well, okay? So Virgo, before we start flipping the cards, I wanted to tell you what I was getting in the pre-read. What I was the image that came to my mind was of the Virgo digging themselves into a pocket in the earth, okay? We're going to figure out exactly what that means along the way here. And interestingly enough, came up in the bottom of the deck energies, literally pretty much the same picture that I was envisioning, okay, is the Taurus in this pocket in the earth, okay, except the pocket I was envisioning was open at the top, all right? It wasn't, this is more of a planted seed, and the imagery that I got for you, Virgo, is more of a seed being planted, okay? This is sort of after it's been planted, all right? Okie doke. Also, I got that Virgo is taking time out and spinning ideas into reality, okay? And that Virgo is kind of torn between these two things, between taking time out and between manifesting something into reality. I can already see how that relates to the imagery I was getting of the Virgo being planted, okay? Not having been planted or going to plant, but in the process of planting, all right? But there was sort of like an anxiety around closing the lid off, like anxiety around finishing off the planting, okay, by packing the dirt down on top. So we have, there's sort of push and pull between taking time out and spinning things into reality. So there's this torn duality energy between these two, between inaction and action, between protection and projection. And I also got that there was a lack of clarity surrounding a new beginning, okay? Seer. Oh, I just lost my pen. Forgive me, I'm going to quickly put on the timer because I forgot to start it already. Because that's the kind of girl I am. Okay. So let's flip your animal spirit oracle cards, okay? Everything's coming up in reverse today, no matter what I do. So we have the whale spirit. It says, trust the great mystery. And again, I get this imagery of Virgo, the Virgo, half in and half out of a situation. Half in, half out of an element, of an area of, well, let's say a new beginning, okay? Because we already know that that you, Virgo, are going through this beginning, okay? But that you're drawn, you're being tugged between staying where you are and making a big long-term change, okay? We have the Emperor card as bottom of the deck energies here, all right? The Emperor represents a long-term commitment, okay? Some new all-encompassing endeavor, a period of growth and independence, sovereignty, all right? The Emperor is all four of the kings rolled into one. It's certainly a very take action mentality, okay? But we had the Ten of Pentacles in reverse, okay? Under that. And I want to say that represents the duality, the unsure, the aspect of this major endeavor that the Virgo is undergoing, this new beginning, okay? And again, we have the Lovers, which is all about making balanced decisions, okay? It can also be seen as the dual, the twin energy, okay? Feeling two ways at once. But again, also making balanced decisions, okay? So whale spirit, and we have the parrot spirit, okay? Parrot spirit says, watch your words. As you can imagine, this card is about the way we talk, our speech, and the very real geometric shapes, I want to say, that are created by our words. And by that I mean that with our words, we literally manifest, okay? We bring things into being for the better or for worse through our throat chakra, through our voice, okay? Through our, and our voice can also include our internal monologue, our mind voice, our mental voice, okay? So I'm getting the image of actually this whale throwing themselves into a sort of, almost like onto the sand, almost beaching themselves. Like it's like, because the Virgo can't put a structure on this new endeavor that they're going into, because they can't totally nail it down, structure it, know exactly what's going to happen when. It's like, because they can't do that, their anxiety is elevated, and when their anxiety is elevated, they start verbally and or mentally spiraling, is what I'm getting, spiraling. And how do I say this? So we're looking at a Virgo who's conflicted, very conflicted, and because of their inability to control how this endeavor, how this long-term commitment is going to play out, and know every single aspect, every single thing that they're going to encounter with it, because they don't know, they are quite how do I say this? They're I want to say out of their element, but I don't mean the element of earth or whatever. I mean like your Virgos are kind of, I like to think of your energy as like a slow moving sort of really feel into things sort of energy, and I'm getting that this opportunity, what's happening right now is not allowing you to do what you do in the way that you do it. So like you're not getting the opportunity to sort of go slowly with this, really think it out, and feel your way into it, and all that kind of thing. And because of that, it's elevating your emotions, your anxiety, to the point where your own emotions are beaching you. So your own emotions are throwing you up on the sand, and ultimately making you very, very, very uncomfortable, and almost like this death feeling. Okay, like you, yeah, it's like a death feeling essentially. Okay, so your bottom of the deck energy for the spirit animal oracle here is porcupine spirit, time for beginner mind. Okay, this makes a lot of sense. And again, underneath that we have the horse spirit, freedom is yours. So this is confirming for me exactly what I was just intuiting. Okay, you're embarking on this new journey. You're embarking on a new journey, but because you can't predict exactly how it's going to go about, it's throwing you off. Okay, it's throwing you off balance. Right, so porcupine spirit, the time for beginner mind. Okay, see, I think of this as relating to the 0 card in tarot, the Fool. Okay, it's all about taking a leap of faith, and sort of forgetting all that past stuff that makes you wary of taking a step forward. It's about being free, almost naive, you know, like almost ignorance is bliss mentality of just taking a leap. You know that things don't always turn out right. You know that sometimes, you know, you've heard a story of somebody doing what you're doing and it didn't work out, and it was all that blah, 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 blah. Okay, it's about letting go of all that, because sometimes that stuff isn't serving to actually help us protect ourselves at all. It's only serving to hold us back, right? All right, so the porcupine spirit is about yeah, really being in that free headspace about all right, so it's about so how do I say this? I keep going about trying to say it. All right, it's about when you have this new endeavor and you don't know how it's going to play out. It's about actually relishing in that moment before you take the breath. Okay, so a lot of or before you take the step. So a lot of people, when they're about to take a leap of faith, they there's like this moment, right, where you're like, oh god, oh god. It's like when you're coming up over a roller coaster, the top of a roller coaster, and you're coming down the other side, and it's like you take this deep breath, and it's a pregnant breath full of anticipatory energy. All right, and you're being asked to embrace this. Okay, embrace that breath at the top of the roller coaster. Embrace the as you take a step off the cliff. Okay, you don't know how this is going to play out. No matter how much you struggle against it, you're still not going to know how it's going to play out. All right, it's still just going to be how it's going to be. Okay, and that's where, so the horse spirit here is also in the bottom of the deck energy, is that it says freedom is yours. All right, in its reverse form, it's about feeling like you need control over things in order to feel okay, really. And that's what I'm getting. That's what I've been getting for you. Sorry about that. That's what I've been getting for you, that because you can't put a structure, like I said, on this new opportunity, you're emotionally unbalanced is what I want to say, okay? But you're being asked to embrace this step that you're taking, okay? And again, to trust in the great mystery is exactly what we were talking about. To just trust that even though you don't know how things are going to turn out, to trust that they'll turn out just the way you want. That's the best way to bring it about for yourself. One of the best ways to help bring it about for yourself is to trust and to accept the mystery, okay? To accept, to accept that you can't know. All you can do is hope. All you can do is be careful of your words to not whip yourself up into more anxiety, okay? All right, let's flip your, let us flip your Celestial Tarot cards here. Okay. Okay. Alrighty. So, like I said, there was a lack of clarity surrounding a new beginning, and this is exactly what has come up again in your reading, or in these cards. So here we have the Seven of Cups, which is a lack of clarity. It is many options and not being sure which is the right way to go, okay? Which cup is the right way to go. Here we have the Death card in reverse. I actually want to say, although I do know, or I feel that it is about a new beginning that's happening, okay? It's also about, I want to say, the Virgo, you holding on to something after it's past, okay? And what you're holding on to are these are beliefs in some way, shape, or form that are holding you back. So they're beliefs that make you think that you don't deserve this new beginning. Beliefs that make you think it won't turn out the way that you want because of maybe each sword is a time you've seen this endeavor go badly for somebody else or something, okay? So in order to move forward with this endeavor, it's going to require you to release, okay, to not hold on to past its death, okay, past its end point, these thoughts, okay, or communications. It can also be communications, all right, all right, you might be being asked to speak differently about this endeavor, this new beginning that you're going through, okay, and speak differently about the ending that's happening, all right, because every beginning is preceded by an ending, right? So, but you can't start the beginning until you release the ending, all right? And yeah, so I want to say this is that mental anguish that the Virgo is going through, okay, that they need to release from. It's also the way that they are essentially hurting themselves through their words, all right, by giving power to these negative thoughts by vocalizing them, okay? It doesn't mean you can't ever talk about your anxieties. It just means that you ought not focus on them solely, all right? And that you have creative power through your words, okay? I like to think that our physical environments are sort of created upon our mental, emotional, internal environments, okay? and we create those internal environments. So if you have a happy and positive, supportive internal mental environment for yourself, all right, your experience around you is going to reflect that a lot more. All right. So clarity for the Virgo is going to come through releasing feelings, thoughts that you feel like aren't really yours. So maybe you wanting to do this new beginning, this new endeavor, but you have all those thoughts that come to mind that don't really feel like yours, but you feel like you ought to think them. Like, say you're me and you're starting a YouTube channel. Maybe these thoughts are, well, tarot isn't a traditional job, or YouTubing isn't a traditional job. How can you make money off that? I don't know, whatever the issue is, okay? Point is, those are thoughts that I often feel like I ought to be having, but I actually don't feel like they belong to me, okay? They're not a part of my mental reality, and therefore they're not really mine, all right? And so when they come up, I'm getting better and better at recognizing them for what they are, releasing them, and not letting them have an effect on my internal and external realities. Additionally, here we have the Hierophant, or Taurus card here, the Hierophant. And this can be about spiritual teaching and learning. I want to say this is actually about having faith in yourself, okay? Because the whole reading has been about the Virgo being on the fence, about wanting to start something, but being held back because of insecurity, unsurety, that's not a word, of being unsure about the amorphous nature of the endeavor that they're starting, okay? They can't put a beginning end on it. You can't, enforce some kind of structure or some way of understanding, some way of controlling it to quell your anxiety, okay? That's not going to help you here. What's going to help you here is growing away from that need to control, okay? Adopting that beginner mindset, that fool energy, to relish in that breath that you're taking right now. You're in that energy of that breath you take right before you take a leap of faith, okay? And just relish in that energy and accept the choice that you've made for yourself, this new endeavor. You wouldn't choose it if you didn't feel like there was a good freaking reason for it, and you deserve to have faith in yourself and your ability to choose the path that you want to go in, all right? Having this faith in yourself to direct your future is going to help you release this stuff that's keeping you sort of in that breath moment right before you take the leap of faith, all right? Yeah, so basically through this, you're going to be, if you can release from the need to control how this plays out, if you can embrace this totally free moment before you're engaged for a long time, you'll be going into this new beginning with a much better energy than going into it with a ton of fear, because that's just going to, I want to say, pack the opportunity with dense energy, and it's going to make it a tougher slog for you to get through in the first place, okay? I just want to say that through what's going on here, through releasing that stuff that's holding you back, embracing this new journey, embracing the fact that you can't control the future, and that maybe that's a good thing. just being in the now, being here instead of being, you know, a year ahead and where will you be and how can you do this, and whatever the case is, just be in the here and now. Focus on planting the seed, okay? Focus on planting the seed, Virgo. And because it's an incredibly important part of reaping, you know, what you sow. You have to first sow something, right? And I kept getting the imagery of Virgo being halfway through this process, okay, of being in the middle of planting, but being afraid to take that final step to cover the dirt over the top, okay, to basically let go of the ending that you're letting go of and all that it entails. Doing that means embracing your future, okay? So if you want to let go of this past stuff, embrace this opportunity, all right? And if you want to embrace this opportunity, let go of this past stuff, all right? And okay, so I just want to reiterate what I got at the beginning here was hiding in a pocket of earth, taking time out, spinning ideas into reality. This is that reaping and sowing, all right? Spinning ideas into reality, all right? But being torn between the two and the lack of clarity, all right? Yeah, okay. Last but not least, we're actually going to do something a little fun. Not that this isn't fun in and of itself, but where is it? There we go. I have a 20-sided die here that I'm going to roll. So if you have a question that involves a number, all right, a number that you would like or that would mean something to you, if you have a question, ask it now. 1 through 20. If not, I'll just see how it relates to the reading, okay? And there we go. Okay, 11. 11 is a number of mastery, and it actually has come up in your reading. Just see if it came up anywhere else. Nope. Okay, so 65 collectively is 11, right? In numerology, it equals 11. It has to do with mastery, union, harmony, okay? Balance, justice, and the subconscious. All right, I'll let you take that as it will, or as you will. And yeah, that's it for today. Again, this has been the Oracular Mine. I am Alexa Avalon, and you can find our cards of the day and links to other videos at the Oracular Mine on Instagram. And yes, thank you so much for tuning in. I really, really appreciate it. Please like, share, and subscribe if you got something from these messages today. And I will see you next time. Blessings, Virgo.